Alright, I'm pretty sure some of you got a question about this problem. It is 1/2 to the negative 2. And you're like, well, what do I do here? Well, let's do some algebra here for a moment. And let's say that 1/2 is equal to x. Let's substitute that back in. We'll say x to the negative 2 power. What is that going to be? If you just continue the process that we did yesterday, it'll be 1 over x squared. But what is x? According to this, it's 1/2. So we'll plug that back in right here. 1 over 1/2. Anytime you substitute something in, it's in parentheses 1/2 squared. So now, what does it mean when something is squared? Well, it means that times itself. So we'll go ahead and rewrite that as 1 over 1/2 times 1/2. We get 1 over 1/4. So now we take a look at this. It's 1 divided by 1/4. And how do you divide fractions? 1 divided by 1/4 is the same as keep it, change it, flip it. 1 times by 4 over 1. Multiply straight across, and you end up with 4 divided by 1, which is 4. So this is equal to 4. That's how you do that. And that leads right into what we're going to be doing today, which is to evaluate the expression for the given variables, and then to solve for variables instead of for numbers. So we have x to the negative 2, and you substitute in 4, so 4 in parentheses to the negative 2. That's 1 over 4 squared, which is 1 over 16. And that's what we're doing. We will simplify this one. When you do this, you need to make sure you pay attention and remember PEMDAS. Because if you make a mistake and you multiply before you do the parentheses or the exponent, you're going to get the answer wrong. So we write down negative 2a to the 0th power times by b to the negative 4. And a is 5, so go ahead and make sure you write that down. And b is negative 3. So we plug those in. Negative 2 times by a, which is 5, in parentheses to the 0th power, times by b, in parentheses. Anytime you substitute in, make sure it's in parentheses to the negative 4. PEMDAS first. Parentheses. Right now, these parentheses are just letting you know that those numbers are there. So then we go to the next one, which is exponents. Any number raised to the 0th power is 1. You are right. 1. So that's times by 1. Negative 3 to the negative 4th power. So we're going to work that out over here. Negative 3 to negative 4 is 1 over, keep it in parentheses, negative 3 to the 4th power. And since it's a negative raised to an even power, it's going to be a positive. So that's 1 over a positive 81. So we're going to plug that back in right here. So that's negative 2 times by 1 times by 1 over 81. And so that gives us negative 2 over 81. And 81 is only divisible by 3. So we're going to leave it just like this. Negative 2 over 81. I'll give you a minute. Actually, if you need to, pause the video. I'm going to go to the next section. So we have been dealing with things where it's x to the negative 1, and then we end up with 1 over x to the positive 1. But what if you have an expression with a negative exponent in the denominator of a fraction? So you have 1 over x to the negative n. Well, the same way that we did this, we are going to do that here. So if you have 1 over x to the negative 1, this thing on the bottom goes to the top. So it will be 1 times by x to the negative 1. Or not to the negative 1, excuse me, to the positive 1. So let's go ahead and say, what if I had 8 over x to the negative 1? Then this goes on top and becomes positive, so that will be 8 times by x to the 1 power. Or you might not want to necessarily write it in parentheses. You just say 8 times by x to the 1 power. You write it like that. If I had 10 divided by x to the negative 2nd power, what does that become? That's 10 times by x to the positive power. Wherever your negative exponent is, if your negative exponent is on the top, then this is going to go to the denominator. If your negative exponent is on the denominator, then it will end up at the numerator, and you will multiply it times whatever happens to be up there. So we're going to go ahead and go through this. So this is going to be 7 times by w to the negative 4. And then w to the negative 4 is the same as 1 over w to the 4th. So this is going to be 7 times by 1 over w to the 4th, which 7 times 1 is 7. 1 times w to the 4th is w to the 4th. I'm going fairly fast here because I'm not there. So I'm just going to go so fast, and you're just going to have to pay attention. If you have questions, though, ask me when I get back, but probably ask Hannah or Ellie or Brianna. I'm sure that Brianna would love it if you asked her for help. She's shaking her head no right now, I know. So probably not her. But ask somebody for help. I'm sure somebody understands what's going on, even though I'm going super fast. All right, so then we rewrite this, negative 5 over k to the negative 2. Since this has a negative exponent, it's going to go to the top. So that will be negative 5 times by k to the positive 2. And we just write that as negative 5k squared. So that's your answer there. That's your answer here. And now we're going to work this out. And this is where you just basically learn that this is going to go down, this is going to go up, and this is going to become 1. A to the 0 is 1. C to the negative 3 comes up and becomes c to the positive 3. D to the 6 stays down here, d to the 6 times by b squared. Take a look at that and see if you can't figure out what's going on. I'm going to give you a moment to take a look, try to figure that out. Remember, a to the 0 becomes 1. C to the negative 3 came up, and when it comes up, when it switches across the fraction line, it changes signs. So if I had c to the 3 up here and I moved it down, that becomes c to the negative 3. If I have c to the negative 3 on the bottom and I move it up to the top of the fraction line, it becomes c to the positive 3. So this came up, and this came down, and this stayed. All right, so now for your homework. And I know you guys are loving the fact that I'm giving you homework so early. Cato is always like, Mr. Seekins, just give us the homework now. Don't teach us anything. We know everything. Well, Cato, I hope you know everything because I'm giving you the homework right now. It's 463. It's 37 to 57. That's only 21 problems, and I know that you guys will love that. but it shouldn't be very difficult. You should be able to get through it within the amount of time you have left. Enjoy yourselves, guys. I mean, that entire thing only took me like 10 minutes and 30 seconds. So you should be happy. Plus, by the time I get back, you can ask me how cute my baby is.